I said I would go live to finish up the werewolf because I didn't get a chance to work on it last night, even though that was my intention. So let me get the video screen set up. I dropped what I'm doing, and we're going to go live. We are live, just so you know.
Okay.
Make sure you have on cans and stuff. Say hi to everybody, Rob.
Hi, everybody.
They're behind you.
Hi, everybody.
And hello, Rachel Powell, Lottie FX Makeup, Hugo, Claudia Lette, John C, Ezekiel Bradshaw, Patrick Redding. Scott Colhart, Robert White, Joshua Kane, Warmonger, Ezekiel Bradshaw. I'm so glad the notifications worked. Patrick Redding, Poison Sumac, Ken Zarish, David Carter. Captain Marga's back. Hello, Rob O'Brien, Stacy Hawkins, HBK Styles, Jason Bem, Marie Kindall, and Kirk Mattia. Monster Dennison. All right, so that's everybody who, hey, Monster Dennison. And Perfect Painting. What's up, fam? I'm going to do a little bit of painting today, but mostly I'm doing hair because that's mostly what that werewolf needs is hair. So I need to swap out your battery because this little battery pack cannot be trusted. But this one can. Rob is busy basing masks out. There we go. Rob is basing masks out and bringing them in. Yes.
Hang in there.
Yes. Hello, everybody. You all are saying hi to each other. That's cool. YouTube Wednesday is shot, but it's not edited. I was in the middle of editing. When, oh, don't be so sad. I was in the middle of editing when I stopped in order to get this done. But I also shot the mummy costume video for you guys who wanted a mummy costume. That is all shot. So that will go up also, maybe even on Wednesday. We'll see. It's Tuesday, but last night I didn't get to the werewolf, so I promised I would go live tonight just to finish the werewolf. So I'm going to clean off this table. Hey Rob, can I get you to take out that garbage?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm going to make this garbage. Oh, you want to take that one out before I put the rest of this clay in the new one.
I still got hot.
Stacy says, nice haircut, Rob.
Thanks, thanks.
Horror Beauty, that's very kind. Hugo is saying, lots of people are saying hi to Rob.
Hey, guys.
Line Cook Thor says, hi, damn it, Rob. Yeah. And apparently, damn it, Rob is a world phenomenon. You can find damn it, Rob on Urban Dictionary, not just here in the shop.
Yep.
You tell me that, Rob?
I did,
Yeah.
but it predates us by 2008.
Right. Okay. Where are you guys looking? All right. I am just in frame.
Mold clay.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah. You're making D&D dice. That's awesome. Hello, Larry Hughes. Hello, Enigma. Michael J. Lassiter. Now y'all are just saying hi to each other. Makes my life easier. This is what I have to do in order to be successful tonight. So this is what I'm doing. Is Nicholas in the house? Weird kid, that is awesome. I'm glad you bought a bust. You know what? I think you'll find it's a rewarding hobby. You really killed it on your mechanical spider build, or steampunk spider build, whatever you want to call it. I think that looked awesome, and I can't wait to see what you make in masks. Kim, BDI Brad Kennedy. Yes, making things too heavy is a common problem. Like, that happens. Weight is an issue. Yeah, I saw that spider you posted. I'm like, he's got some chops. He can make some stuff. Hello, Stephen Scott. I will tell Rob you said hello when he shows back up. I wanted to make sure I was live at 7 when I said I was going to be live. That just means you have to watch me change the garbage. But sometimes y'all show up just to watch paint dry. So I don't even know what you like anymore. Some people tell me that they watch me because my voice helps them go to sleep. I don't know how to feel about that. Okay. You know what? EVA foam is a great material. It is a great material. I really like it. Paint drying and clay tossing. Sounds like an Olympic event. Ken, it was not an opinion, just as the moderator of the group. We just got to make sure everything is on target. I do think the two-headed wolf man, you've mentioned it on the broadcast before, has some merit, oddly. I really am intrigued by the concept. Yes, you can add wet plaster to dry plaster to beef it up. Yes, you can. And making your own bust that way gets you used to plaster. And one of the reasons why that is actually good is because when it comes to making your mold, a mold for the first time, you've already mixed plaster. You're somewhat familiar with plaster, so that actually helps. That's one of the building block skills that kind of helps you on the way. Is that a second shoulder?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
Oh, it's pumpkin.
gordito.
It's not a gordita. It's Gordinator, Rob. Have some respect. Yes, it does stink that there's no... You know what? But you guys have Carnival. You have Carnival in Brazil. That's an excuse for costumes, right? Can't you have dark and spooky carnival stuff? Or does not everybody have that? Jason, I'm not the best, but I'm certainly the most available. And sometimes that's good enough. Right, Rob?
That's true. Secret of my success.
I'm sure, well, yes, I saw the picture that he posted. It looks pretty darn good, I'm going to say. Oh. We don't have anything like Carnival. Well, Rob O'Brien, I know it happens, and you can have a safe space tonight to hang out and think about fun monster stuff. Yes, damn it, Rob is in the house working his butt off. Sometimes in the shop there's just too much work for more than one man. See this box? See the size of this box? Roughly action figure size. I got a Beast Man in the mail today. I ordered it. It is the Classics Beast Man because I did not have one, and it was a very, very good deal. I now have some workspace. Cool. Swamp Yard. All right. This is too high. Michael J. Lasseter, I fully understand. I would be in and out of the feed as well if I wasn't, in the feed. Well, that's perfect. If you don't out yourself, someone else will. So this is the fur cowl that we made the other day. It is Tuesday, Ellis Fire. It is Tuesday. Last night I was supposed to get to hairing this werewolf and I didn't get a chance to. And I promised that I would get this werewolf haired on air, so I'm doing it right now. I'm only going to be on long enough to hair this werewolf, and then we'll be done. I have multiple types of feed. And yes, I will give all of the juju for Rob O'Brien. Oh, you know what? With a heat gun and pool noodles, you can make so many things. That is such a great starter, basically. Really is. Yeah, I think if we had not done those. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm missing some caffeine. You guys are pretty far away. So far away. Well, you guys get colder faster than us, Zach. And surely you can get pool noodles on Amazon, right? Can't you? Yes, paint, hair, flocking. That order, correct. Because what if it's fully haired and then I'm painting it and I still paint on the hair? That makes it hard. What if when you flock it, it's hard to hide the hair seam if it's already flocked. So there you go. No, not for 10 cents a pop. That's true. You might actually have to pay full price, Zach. But can you order from Dollar Tree online? And they would then be $1. Like, that's pretty good. I'm seam ripping here. And if you want to have the most fun in life, seam rip something that's fur. That's, boy, is that a good time. Because you don't want to cut fur. Okay, I'm getting a different blade. And I'm going to get some glasses. I can't see! Yes, yeah, black fur, black, exactly. Ken, you're good. I was just giving you a heads up for the future, that's all. No, it is supposed to go like that, Stacy. That is how it's supposed to go. You did it exactly right. However, these ears are bigger than normal werewolf ears. So I am adjusting the headpiece, and it looks like where those come in, it's going to be nice. Rob, swing by this camera and say hi to everybody. Oh, they're all freaking out that you're here. They're like, Rob is there. So say hi.
Hi, everybody. Just making stuff happen. Hi, Horror Beauty.
Okay. Yeah, not uncommon for Rob to be here in the day, and then he goes and does Rob things, and then I go live. Like that. Whatever Rob things are. And the quality of this seam ripping that I'm doing doesn't have to be super high because it's going to be behind the ear, and fur is the most forgiving material in the world. You have some real work to do. How terrible. Oh, very cool. Thank you. Glad you like the werewolf mask. Danger Godspeed. That's a spy name if I ever heard one. I know who you are. I'm not going to out you in case you're in the witness protection program or the YouTube protection program. You never know what's happening with people, you know? Alright, now I can put this up here. I've got a little bit of room to play. Yeah, see, now that comes all the way up. I've got room for that ear. Okay, that feels pretty good. Neat. Anyone watch Blood Diner yet? I found out in the movie, and it's weird. I have not seen Blood Diner. A werewolf mask. Okay, so I'm obviously missing some. What if I told you you look like a werewolf? Well, then I would look like, then you would say, I'm a hairy guy. I get it, and I play a wolf man all the time. So that wouldn't even bother me. Like Wolfman is my favorite character to play, Edward. Hello, Stephen Hayes. Good to see you on. This will be operational, correct. I don't know what Imperium, Perennium, heard. Hello, Paul. Just say hello. That's the best policy. The Werewolf from Ginger Snaps is okay. It's not amazing. It's okay. I'm not as big on quadruped werewolves, and I think I like werewolves with hair. So that is a very cat-like werewolf, and it's almost like a hairless cat. It's weird. Oh, okay, Blood Diner. All right. Alexa, add Blood Diner to my shopping list.
Blood Diner Diner.
That was the name with the cats and the goddess and all that. Yeah. Got it. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that, sir. Man, you guys not having cables is amazing. And we may trim these ears down a little bit. Right now, I think they're good. Like, I'm holding by my thoughts. I do not act tormented. I'm one of those werewolves who's thrilled to be a werewolf, you know? I am not a tormented werewolf. I understand that, but so I use animals a lot when I'm working on stuff, and a werewolf I play as a lion. There's lion, there's coyote. Coyote is kind of my, well, anyway. Right now I am using contact cement. That is what I normally use to put fur like this on masks. If it were a different kind of hair, I would use a different kind of adhesive. This type of fur, contact cement, I feel is the best way to go. Gregory, I don't think that's a bad idea. I actually incorporate roller skates into a lot of my costumes. I used to do Carl on roller skates, land rollers, and I've got a set of nice ones here in the shop that are going to be for my winged monkey that I keep working on. My winged monkey's going to have a big hole in his wing, so he simulates flying by being on roller skates. And I'm going to do fake arms up front, and I will build the wings onto my arms, like in quadruped, on my wingtips. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate having you on, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar. And you're too good for me. I don't deserve you, Scott. Anybody with questions? I have some marvelous moderators here. If I don't get to you, and frankly, a lot of these guys are regulars, so they will also help answer questions simply because sometimes I can't see them all. It's only me. Right now we only have 98 people, but when we get into 120 or 130 people, last night we had 176 on. And that is a little hard for me to keep up with those comments. Paul Bennett. I would use contact cement.
KDFX, do you get your sock masks from Amazon? Looking to buy a few for some other people.
Yes, I do. Normally, I'll get a head sock from Amazon. Put in Bavlaka. Yeah. Bavalaka? One is dessert and one is a ski mask. Get the ski mask one. And
Baklava is dessert.
okay, so it's balaclava. Yes. Yeah, so get that and put in motorcycle and then lightweight.
Awesome, Steve.
Okay, there we go. Very cool. Make you some wangs.
What about adhering to paper clay? Contact cement as well?
What are you adhering to paper clay? Depends on what you are adhering.
Forgive me, what is paper clay?
So paper clay is, normally it's your last detail layer on a paper mache project.
Gotcha.
Because paper mache itself has all the strips of paper and it kind of shows up. Yes, balaclava.
Okay.
Baklava.
Kara says fabric fur.
Yes, contact cement. That's a good way to go.
KBFX says thank you.
Part of my life is never knowing why I'm being thanked. It's just part of it.
Any tips from filling a blank without the mold? I have no access to defense post foam as mentioned before.
If you can get Loctite foam, I use Loctite foam to fill a mask all the time without a mold. Tape up the nose and eye holes from the inside, and then go ahead and foam the inside. I do a layer on the outside of the mask, and that's how I do it.
That is right, KBX. Bakalaba. Oh, I can't even say it now. We've said the word too many times. Baklava. Phyllo dessert stuffed with cinnamon and apple or walnut honey.
500 calories per bite.
Still less than a white chocolate mochaccino from Starbucks.
Yeah, bar stugs. All right, let's all go to the hair drawer. Let's. Robert, you help me with comments?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome.
We are here for a good time, not a long time. Living like hair. I'm just waiting to drain some masks. What was it Jim Belushi said? Live fast, die young, leave a good looking corpse.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I think we all know which one wasn't the winner.
With me, that greatly vary upon kind of what you're into, I guess. All right, got some good hair to fill this out. Yeah.
I lost video feed. You can still hear and see comments. Anyone else?
Just restart. Just restart.
I was looking at crepe hair on Amazon. The 12 braids are like $8, and they seem thin as a shoestring.
No, don't.
No.
Don't get crepe hair. No, crepe hair. I never recommend crepe hair.
We actually go to beauty supply shops
Yes.
and get weave hair.
This is about $7.
Sorry, Chad.
Well, okay. This is $5.49. It says right there, $5.49. But that's not all sewn together like this. You want the sewn together stuff. I'm letting this dry before I tack it down. I'm prepping this hair just by having it ready, but I'm also going to run and cut myself off some brown fur for the back of the ears. I'll be right back. You guys can watch Rob read your own comments.
Alright. But the beauty supply stores, you can get all kinds of color hair, whatever type you want. You can get them pink, curly, straight, wiry, however you want, really. I was looking for a puffy, thick, fur-like hair for control mask. There's different ways you can do it. One of the ways that we bulk up hair is we'll lay it on there, and then we'll cut it to the length we want, and then we'll use glossifier and tease it up. And we can get some pretty good effects out of that. The dogs can operate door knobs now. That's great.
Hey, wife.
In the past, we still used a $6 foam for fence like cement, or you put foam filled mask in a yellow bag. You can use 2 foam filled in the bag. Are you here to read comments?
Yes,
Awesome.
I am. Just give me a second to set up. You
Yeah,
are
see you
free,
too,
sir.
Vicky.
Thank you.
Review says hi, Shannon.
Hi, hello, comrades.
To me? No. It's sitting in a bag in my house.
What did you sculpt?
The snakes, all the snakes.
Okay.
It's sitting in a bag. That makes sense.
Yeah, me too. That's what I do. I buy handfuls of weave. But now there's a manager guy who follows me around, and he's like, you want this? You want this? And, he's just throwing things in my cart. And then when I check out, what's funny is he feels the need to give me something for free, but it's like nothing that I want or need. And he just like, here, you take this hair tie. And, he'll throw a thing of hair ties in my package.
Hair ties
I can put my hair into a hairspin of a ponytail right now.
I put my beard in a ponytail when I shave
Yeah.
my neck.
Well, at least you shave your neck, Rob.
Oh, no. Did your wife say your hair like a werewolf? That's his swag.
Okay.
All right, Shannon.
Okay, here we go.
Number on dogs. Ezekiel says do not cut your hair. Jody February says,
I'm not.
what would you recommend to attach hair to a silicone mask if you were not going to hair punch it?
I would use silicone caulking. I would use silicone caulking, and I would go all the way up to the edge, and then I would punch that last edge. It's worth it on silicone, and it's easier on silicone. But I would use silicone caulking, clear silicone caulking, 100% clear, GE Silicone 1.
Your kid wants to know if you're going to start sporting a man bun.
No, I'm not really down with man buns.
Monster Tennessee, thank you for that thumbs up. Stanley S., what's the brown mask in the back corner?
No, take it over there. Grab it, take it over there.
I didn't.
They can't see that yet. YouTube Wednesday is tomorrow, friends.
Stanley sees everything. KBFX, is the glossier the hair like glossifier for hair like clear coat, or is the name, or is that the name of the product?
It is a clear coat. Glossifier is a clear coat made by Plasti Dip, and it's meant to make Plasti Dip look shiny, but I use it on hair to freeze it in place like hairspray.
Hello, Alan, Shannon, and Rob. This is Ian A. Our
Hooray.
Ian?
Hooray!
Our Ian?
That's
Ian.
awesome.
Hi. Hey, buddy. Stop in for a bit. Hope you're all doing well. It's our Ian. Is that our Ian?
How are you?
Hey, Ian. You're doing okay, buddy. Edward Linton says hello. Courtney Pepino says can't wait for YouTube Wednesday.
Well, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Hair's going the right way. You want the hair to go out the ears so that it hangs off of the edges, because you're going to pick that up when it's backlit. If you're not thinking about lighting when you are making masks and costumes and things, then you are failing.
Ken
Very
Knights.
important.
Alan, did your tools arrive?
Ken, they did, and I love them. And I have a video on them. And this Wednesday I'm painting, but probably the Wednesday after I'll be using them in painting demos. Yes, sir. Very good to see you on.
Is that Ken of Ken's Tools?
Yes, that is Ken of Ken's Tools. When you guys ask about loop tools and rakes and things, and I recommend Ken's Tools, that is Ken from Ken's Tools right there.
Ken's Tools. Jody Akamichi says hello.
Okay, and I have just cut, I traced one ear. When I made these ears, I don't have a pattern for them. I just kind of winged it. I know you're all shocked, but now I want to have fur on them, and it would be nice if I had a fur pattern. So this is this ear, and I need to put it this way for the other. Wait.
Koji says, I'm getting a radio show at school called Wendigos and Valkyries.
Well, that's cool.
I never had cool stuff like that at school. David Carter, when paint the mask, with ink, do you water it down?
When I paint a mask with ink, no, I do not. And you don't water, we use alcohol-based ink. So Ed Edmonds, he thins his about 50-50 with 70% isopropyl alcohol. I don't thin mine, but Ed Edmonds does thin his. He knows what he's doing, so you could obviously do it his way and have success. I just use them out of the bottle because I don't like having all those other extra little bottles.
Tanner Payne says, 2 live chats and 2 nights. What are you working on?
Taylor, this is not uncommon at all. What I'm working on is a werewolf. This is the werewolf that I meant to do last night. I didn't get a chance to get to it. I desperately want to have him done this week so I can get him out the door. I'm pretty excited to see him all the way finished. So,
Taylor Payne, did you get my email?
I did, and I will have time tonight to sit and respond to things. I did.
Why don't you write back?
Did I write back?
Taylor, didn't you write about the wings?
Taylor, what did you write me about?
I think Taylor wrote about the wings.
You wrote about the wings, then I asked you where you were.
But yes, you did write back.
Okay. I try to catch up at least once a day.
119 people are watching.
Hello, 119 people. Right now, I'm putting contact cement on the back of these fur earpieces.
Taylor says, thanks so much. It was about the wings for the weekend. No, you did not get back. I'm in Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Really back.
Well, the issue with that,
Hello, Jerry Collins.
yeah, I wrote back. I don't know what happened there. The only issue with that is getting them to you. The wings are massive, so I wouldn't mind selling the set that I made, but shipping them to Daytona Beach to try to get them to you by Friday, I bet that's $400. Yeah, you're talking, you know, even if they shipped out tomorrow, that's 400. The wings are huge, man. Wings are
Jasmine
big.
says, will you be sculpting tomorrow night or other things on the to-do list?
So tomorrow night, all right? Tomorrow night is going to be another Paint-A-Palooza. I have lots of masks lined up to paint, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, I'm actually really excited for tomorrow night because I'm painting masks that I have made and have never painted before. Tomorrow night, we're going to paint the Aztec Jaguar. Tomorrow night, we are going to paint the Gibbering Mouther. Tomorrow night, we are going to paint Gnasher, who is the Thing-inspired mask. Tomorrow night, I'm going to paint the Ice Giant, the Frost Giant. So, a lot of cool things. You know, a lot of cool things happening.
Taylor says I can always plan my shoot for a different date.
Well, you were pretty set on Friday.
This is going to be very expensive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, getting the shipping is going to be nuts. It almost doesn't matter when. Our big box, when we ship something in the big box, like the Minotaur or something, or the Three-Eyed Goat, that shipping for that box is about, let's just say it's in the $150 range. And the wings would be super oversized. I couldn't ship them USPS. I know it would have to be some kind of freight, but I know the size is too big. They're just massive. Which is one of the reasons why I did a video showing people how to make their own.
Mike May would like to know that he's been checking the online shop. When will the 2021 still be swimsuit calendar go on sale? Rob's on the cover.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Nobody, you're not going to get any sales.
Okay.
Jerry Collins says, how did you get the fur to lay right the right way?
Well, you always think about fur direction. When you look at pictures of animals and then make little notes on which way the fur goes on their heads. Does it go down the snout or does it go back? Does it go along the ears or not? And then when you pick up these pieces of fur, they have a natural direction to them. They have a natural direction. This one's natural direction is going down this way. So it would look bad if I put the fur on the face going this way. It's going up, and it just doesn't look right. And those are little things, they're fairly subtle, that people's eye picks up.
Mark Anderson, what if you shipped it as some assembly required? Instructions in here, part 1 and part 2.
If they were willing to do assembly, wouldn't they make their own wings?
Make your own. Too expensive.
Because they saw the wings on a video where I taught them how to make them. They're not that hard to make. It did not take that long.
Let's see, is YouTube Wednesday tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow is YouTube Wednesday.
Ted Banks says everything you do is so cool.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much.
Taylor Payne says, no way I can afford that. I'm a hobbyist.
I hear you. I understand. That's what's hard is that, shipping isn't nice to anybody. Shipping things hates all of us. And it seems like that aspect of it, I'm not a negative Nancy in any way. Shipping is getting harder. It's getting a little worse. That's something that we have to work on. All right, so now that hair direction goes down. This hair direction in the back is going the right way.
Nicholas Figger says, I'm excited to see the Jaguar painted.
I am
Robert
too.
Bryan says it's cheaper to fly and get them. It's cheaper to drive and
You know what? You're not wrong. The way that COVID has affected airline prices, it may be cheaper to fly and pick them up.
Yeah, Dead End said it took $400 to drive here and get them. I agree.
Yeah.
And you might get a meal out of it.
Come and drive out to get Warburg. Stacy. Oh, okay, Stacy's the issue with Taylor's.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, Rodney Pope.
All right, now I have plenty of room to get. I'm going to take this little piece off actually because I want room to put in the other type of hair.
Ezekiel says YouTube Wednesday is confusing. It's Thursday here.
Well,
What?
sorry, buddy. You watching your American stuff.
Do you think a haunt should have one cohesive theme, or can it be a hodgepodge like Nightmares Inc.?
Okay, so here's how that works, all right? If your haunted house is a single standalone haunted house, be a hodgepodge. Where it's important for you to have a theme is we have a lot of haunted house parks. And if your haunt park where there's 2 or 3 haunted houses, each one of those has to have their own identity. That is when it does become important for each attraction to have its own identity and to be its own thing. So, yeah.
Realm says, my mom picked up the wrong plaster. She got, I believe he's trying to say ceramic plaster. Can I use that?
Well, what is the name on the bag? What is it called? Is it US #1 pottery plaster? If that's the right stuff, if that's it, then you can use that.
Did you get the replacement eye?
I've not yet gotten the replacement eye. I got an email saying it's shipped. But I can get everything done and then just pop this eye out. This eye is very loosely glued in. And then I will pop it off and then I will, yeah.
Chad Smith, we have tested lately and looking for a little Halloween cheer. Tips today, stay outside, painted headstones, decorated the yard for your girls. And now I'm watching Alan while eating chili.
That is awesome.
The King says, hey, Mr. Beast, your wolf looks like mine chihuahua.
Yes, with the big eyes and with big ears, it has a little bit of a chihuahua look. But already that's going away as we start getting hair on it. And as I put more and more hair on it, and the hair comes out to here and gets bigger, that is going to go away. I don't know what ceramic cow is. I would have to look that up. If you send me an email or a message or post it on the creepers or something, then maybe I can look up ceramic cow and see if it's useful for molds. Right now, I'm not sure, and I can't really comment on it well.
Alan, let me read this. Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop reading this.
Okay.
Go ahead and work. I will read this.
I'm just trying to keep up.
I am on it. I want you to get do what you gotta do. I've got this for you. Christine Gallo says, have y'all seen the news story about the Japanese haunted house that adapted to COVID by putting the guests in a casket, scaring them through the glass lid?
I have not seen that story, but I've seen that story. It didn't have anything to do with COVID. The problem is that how do those people egress the haunted house in case of emergency? So there are other issues that you have to worry about. It's a very interesting proposition.
Okay. Taylor says, apologize in advance. I was annoying Alan. I am sorry.
It's all good. I understand being in a predicament. I understand seeing something and wanting it. And I actually really do want to help you out. But I also want to instill in you and everyone the ability to know you can make those wings. You can make those wings. You don't have to get the wings from me. I have to charge you $150 just to buy the wings. And then shipping is going to be on top of that. I have $70 in materials. I've got about 4 hours of time. So I feel $150 is a fair price for those. But I taught you how to make them. And you can make wings. So that's what I would love to hear that you do.
Hello, Mike Murphy. JC says, Howling Werewolves had pointy ears too.
Yes, they did. Big pointy ears. I love me some Howling Werewolves.
He would like to, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Nothing that I am doing on these ears is that I can't pull back from it. You know, I'm going to put the hair on this and I'm going to evaluate, and then if I think the ears look too big, I'll go in and I'll cut them down.
Hey, plastic.
Someone asked yesterday, you know, what kind of project failed? The only projects that fail are ones you give up on. Maybe the ears are too big. Well, when that comes up, I'll fix it.
Plastic ninjas here. The king says, does the mouth open?
Yes, yeah, this is the moving jaw mask. Yes, his mouth opens and closes. And when I hair this, I have to be aware of that and just make sure that everything moves well so that there's still movement.
Choji says, how should one act when talking in a mask that has a mouth that doesn't move?
Project.
You really have to project, and you might have to do some trimming around the lips of the mask to make sure that your voice will carry out of it. It's also pretty important that if you're going to speak, now you said act, it depends on what your thing is, but if you're an animal or a monster, you're probably fine. But if you need to talk, then you might need to do some trimming in order to make sure that your voice carries out. I also recommend padding your mask, padding on the inside, so that you don't create an echo chamber with your voice bouncing off the mask and going into your own ears. I actually cut donuts out of 1-inch foam and I put them where my ear hole is in the mask, and that keeps the latex right up, keeps the foam right there, and then I can't hear my own voice coming back to me, because that's a guaranteed way to get a headache.
Hey, Robert White. Jody Fabre, where did the eyes come from and how much are they if you don't mind sharing that info?
These eyes were about $15, and I get them from Van Dyke's Taxidermy, and they are mountain lion eyes. They are mountain lion eyes. You can't hide mountain lion eyes.
Robert Bryan says ceramic cow is a low consistency form of hydrocow. Ceramic cow, that is what Realms has.
Okay, then it'll probably work. It's probably a little bit stronger than US #1 pottery plaster. I don't know how well it'll wick latex. Do your first well about 2 hours and see how thick it is.
Lord Monger says, Red Bull gives you wings, so I hear. Taylor Payne, I understand that and I respect that. You're amazing. You make me feel like I can really do this. Thank you.
I'm sure you can do it.
Mark Beauty Murphy found me some pool noodles, so I'll be making those wings with those pictures after the photo shoot.
That is awesome. Okay, here we go.
Nicholas says, I know they aren't haired yet, but I actually like the size of the ears.
I think they're going to give a nice silhouette and they're swept back a little bit. When a dog is angry, when a wolf is angry, the ears, they sweep back. They're not up high. So I tend to prefer the swept back ear look on my werewolves.
Our Beauty says, I really like the eyes. Killer stare.
Yeah. Looks like it's on crack.
Mike Murphy, thanks to your YouTube channel, our new kitten is named Duck.
That's awesome.
Mike has a new kitten.
All right, listen. No kitten videos for White. That's what's
Mike,
important. We got stuff
post
to do here.
kitten videos. Mike, you've got a kitten. I'm excited. The King says it's like watching Bob Ross, but Halloween edition.
Well, grab your oil paints and paint along.
Alan, have you ever worked with fiber optics?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Ezekiel says if a dummy like me can make it, anyone can make it.
And Ezekiel makes all kinds of stuff.
What color hair is that?
This is just brown. This is dark brown shag fur. This is dark brown. And I will be airbrushing this and making it darker. It's going to get darker than this. I'm going to airbrush black into it.
Carrie Ann Olson, welcome. She said, I'm glad I found your channel.
Well, I'm glad you found our channel too.
Classic Ninja, Van Dyke's also has some really cool crocodile eyes.
Yes. I really should have used the whole "you can't hide your lion crocodile eyes" because that'd be a better one, I think.
Rico says, we have a cat called Augustus Tone because of Alan's character.
What a crazy name.
Mike says, I'll send you the other kitten in the mail. Mike,
Make sure you
I'll
poke
take-
holes in the lid.
I'll take that kitten. Alan's not joking. I don't bring everything. Everything.
Now this hair, all right, so you have to be careful. Let me show you a little sample here. You have to be careful with the heat gun around this kind of fur. This fur is a synthetic. And synthetic fur is normally actually, it's some kind of a plastic. It's like little tiny fibers of rayon or dacron or nylon. This is probably nylon. And if you remember plastic corpsing, well, the plastic shrinks up when you hit it with the heat gun. The hair actually does the same thing. So if you get it too hot, you can make your mask look like a turd. And we don't want it to look like a turd. We want it to look like beautiful flowing hair. But if you have to do something wounded, a wounded animal or a dead animal, there you go.
To make the eyebrows move while opening the mouth, how would you do it to make it work?
Okay, so to do a mechanic like that, when I sculpt the mask, all right, and I have the mold, I would then line the mold with about 1/4 inch of clay, and I would do a fiberglass underskull. And then in that fiberglass underskull, I would cut out the brows, all right, and I would put them in place with a hinge, with a hinge back here, so that when the mouth opened, the brow goes down. And you just run cables up inside. The latex or foam latex skin goes over top of that, and you run bicycle brake cables, is what you normally use, up so the mouth opens, wired. And you could do them individually, or you could wire them together. Sometimes I will do those where the jaw is set and you pad it up to your jaw, when you open your mouth, the brows come down. Now, a mask with that kind of a feature in it, you're talking like $500 to start, because you're making a whole other underskull. It's quite the process. But yeah, you can do it. It's not a problem.
Taylor Payne, I'm running to Walmart for supplies for the wings. I can do this. Thank you again. Stay amazing. I'll keep posted.
And you know what? When you do that, when you make those first set of wings, you're going to get ideas for other props that you can make. And then you're just going to build and build and build and build. So this is like a step of the skill set. And then that thing teaches you other things. And all those skills build on top of each other. And that's wonderful to see. All right, we are all patched in and patched up.
Ezekiel says, Bradshaws are making cemetery fences today. Our build begins.
That is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I have to go gather a few quick things. Wife,
Yes.
you want to tell them some stuff?
How much time?
I just got to grab a caulking gun and silicone one.
What we got?
So 30,
Anything in
45
particular?
seconds.
Okay. I'm going to let you guys know a little something that Alan doesn't thinks I don't know. This year got busier as COVID got crazier, and Alan knows that I know what the orders are. There are orders, what the dates are on them. I keep up with how old this order is, when this order needs to go out, and whatever. So when I walk in here and I find him working on something that is not on this wall of orders, and that I know is not on this wall of orders, he tries to distract me with something.
Here's a kitten.
A kitten video. He tries to distract me with something so that I won't see what he's doing. And Alan can't play poker because he can't lie. And he doesn't do well when confronted with the fact that he's supposed to be working on something else. So yesterday I walked in and he's working on something, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what order does this go to. You know, that's what you should be working on. And turns out I look at it and he looks at me and his eyes start watering because he started laughing. So busted. And it's Beastman arms. Now, to be fair, the Beastman's arms are part of an order for a repair for the Gatorland Gator. I get that, I do. But he's tickled to death that he's making his Beastman costume, which he justifies by saying it's part of a repair order that he's doing to help out his buddy, and it's part of an order that did not go through me. So
It's a repair.
it's a clandestine.
You don't handle repairs?
So now I'm catching him.
You're not in the repair department?
I'm catching him making what I'm calling clandestine sculpts. So the funny part of it is, and I wish you could see it, is when I walk in, he's trying to hide what he's doing. And so I get a kick out of this. You know, some women find their husbands, in some sort of, behavior that, they don't want to find their husbands doing. I find mine making a clandestine Beastman suit in the shop. I guess things could be worse. So there you go. Clandestine Beastman costumes. It's a thing. There you have it. You're so busted.
Man. I need a jury of my peers. That's what I need.
They're all on your side.
I will not be held accountable in the court of wife.
Everybody's on your side. The king says, never test the heat gun with your hand, Mr. Beast. No, no, no.
I disagree. I think that's the best way to tell what temperature it is.
Rodney Pope, looking forward to seeing Ezekiel stuff. Me too. Rob O'Brien says, this is why you don't put your fur in the dryer.
Yes, you do not put your fur in the dryer. Correct.
Rachel says, heat makes it look mange.
Yeah, which sometimes that's good.
Michelle says, the king, we've told him all the time, no good. It's going to happen, though. Nicholas Minter, I looked into moving brow and ears for the wolf, but I figured it wouldn't be necessary for how I will be filming.
And you know what? Yeah, it may not be necessary.
Protein, do you have a video on making moving mouth
I have, if you go to my channel, look up Moving Jaw Werewolf or Werewolfapalooza. In those videos, I'm strapping up the moving jaw mouths. I also have a video playlist called Khajiit Mask. And in the Khajiit Mask, I show how I have done moving jaw masks since the 90s, which is just 2 simple straps.
Do you have a video on cemetery fences? That is my next project.
I do not have a video on cemetery fences. There are so many other videos on cemetery fences, and they pretty much do them the same way that I would do them, that I have not done my own video.
Justin Fowler got his 40th today.
Oh, awesome. I hope you like it.
Ezekiel says, I'm always hiding guitars from my wife.
I hear you. Thank God.
Carrie Ann Olson, I'm painting the foam hat I made last night.
That is awesome. I love to hear that.
Susan Attai, is this why he's singing variations of Lying Eyes?
I wasn't lying. I just wasn't giving all of the information. Those 2 things are completely different.
Doomed Pixel, this is Ian. I remember one time Alan tested a blowtorch on his hand. It was working.
Yeah.
You do that.
I'm always a good example. Sometimes it's a good example of what not to do.
Ezekiel says, I'm on Alan's side. We are your husbands, not your smart husbands.
Yeah.
Joey
hide
Carl
stuff,
says,
buy things.
"Bang." Beauty says he does it all the time. It will happen. Christopher Lazote, putting creepy cloth in the dryer is a good way to weather it.
Yeah. It is. You are correct, sir.
King says, Mr. Beast will never learn Puppet Master. I'm pretty sure he has been asked to autograph a heat gun at haunt conventions just because he always tests the heat gun that way.
I have.
We have.
Once or twice.
Realms, once or twice. Realm says, did you see the email about the possums? Because my phone is messed up and I can't tell if it's sent or not.
I don't think so, Realms.
No, we didn't get one.
I know that you're interested in a possum, and we're going to try and put the possums on the site here soon.
What is a project that would be possible in a dorm room?
Something small. You know, you don't have a lot of room, so, you know, something small. So if back when I had an apartment in Orlando, at that point in time, what I did was I tried to learn audio. So download a free program called Audacity. Is it the best? No, but it's okay. And learn how to mix haunt audio tracks. You know, because there's a lot of places you can get free audio files from. And I would go around and when I was doing haunted house soundtracks, I would pull bees from a beehive, the agitated buzzing, and I'd put that back in behind the audio. And maybe psychologically your brain picks up on that. I would pull EVPs from paranormal sites, and I'd ask for permission to use that EVP, someone saying something, you know. I'd use that in audio tracks. So there's all kinds of things that you can do if you have limited space. Teach yourself the GIMP program, which is free, which is similar to Photoshop. Teach yourself, if you only have a little bit of room and you want to make things, sometimes you're talking about digital things. Now, could you paint? Could you? Yes, but that does require a lot of space normally. Or you could have yourself a little desk and maybe make some EVA foam masks or EVA foam costume pieces. It all depends on how much space you're willing to dedicate to it.
Wayne Wiseman. Gosh, I hope I said that right. Harvey Engineer goes, Jones, hi. Thanks for all the awesome and very informative videos. Definitely my go-to spot for tips and cool ideas.
Well, I'm glad you think that. Thank you so much.
Lion Cook says, I'm your friend, not your smart friend. David Carter says, good night. Captain
Hello,
Carter.
David Carter in the UK.
Hey, Leah. Says, I have lots of kitties if you need clandestine sculpt bribes. Bring me a kitten. Jonesy is here. Cody says, awesome, I'm downloading it now. Celeste Kitty, I've been getting free horror effects from a place advertised on Facebook. I can link the site in the Facebook group.
Cool.
Jones speaks the truth. Jonesy time. Spooky says hi back to Jonesy. It's a meow fest. Hey, buddy. Jones.
It is a meow
Jones,
fest.
come here.
I have the neediest cats in all of Christendom. boy, they need.
Was it Doyle who came in and disrupted Monster Camps?
I'm doing like a demo during Monster Camp, and my cat Doyle comes in the room, just comes in yelling, you know, wow, and you know everything has to stop so that someone will pay attention to Doyle, and then we're allowed to resume.
Jones.
Sounds like a cat to me.
And he needed food, that's what's wrong. What's that?
I feel you, bro.
Hello, 124 people. And I have 57 thumbs up. What a massive success rate that is. Thank you guys for your support.
Ezekiel says, anyone need audio help, throw it up the Creepers page on Facebook and I can help out to the best of my knowledge. He's a pro right there.
Yes. Yeah, that's kind of what you do.
Susan Attai says, as it should be, cats will, or would say hello to Jones.
Oh,
He says, I will be posting soon. My haunted attraction is a haunted attraction to the beach group. Great. Send it. So, are those finished?
If it burns, that means you're doing it right.
What's left on?
He's doing the last bit right now.
Finishing it right.
Great. Ship those.
Now, one of the benefits of working in the shop is I've lost most of the feeling in my hands.
That is definitely a perk, and I'm glad you see it that way, Rob.
That's not the one that's scaring me. It's the numb toe at the bottom.
That's terrible.
Can't pin that one on me, Rob.
Let's see, I need to download a lot of different sounds for the siren head I'm building. So thanks for that idea on different audio sounds. My cat Simon is 20 years old and is showing his age. That is
Well,
an awesome age for a pet's, Jeffro.
yeah, the upside is that your cat has lived 20 awesome
20
years.
I've never had a pet live 20 years, and I take prodigious
I'm going to
care.
live 20 years, wife.
Yes, you are.
But not a day more.
Prodigious care of you too.
Despite my efforts, I'm going to make it a good 20
That's why you're
years.
so insured.
That's a funny story.
It's true. Koji says, see y'all. I'm gonna go watch the presidential debate. Be back tomorrow. Good night,
Have
Koji.
fun. Be informed.
This is so much more entertaining.
Oh, so much more pleasure.
No. That's, that is, I like the youth of our country being informed and making great decisions, and I
That's
like that.
actually a good idea for a story.
And now this hair is going to come even further up because that was, and it looks a little blonde right now, but all this gets airbrushed. It's going to get knocked back a little bit. Okay. Oh. Let's do a couple more here.
That's why they're falling asleep.
You talk about protecting your investment. I took vows before the Lord and I was honored. I will.
Okay,
We're talking about stuff not real.
you are.
Hard Beauty says, my dog Sheba growing up lived to be 20 in dog years.
That's, wait, 20 in dog years. That's not a lot of years, I don't think. is
Victor
it?
Sleep says his hair is perfect.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Oh, you leaving, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say good night to Rob, everybody. Rob's leaving.
I've been here all day.
Rob's tired.
Rob's tired.
He's
Rob's
done.
tired. Rob's hungry.
Good night, Rob.
The dogs are distracted.
When Rob gets hungry, things go wrong. Terribly wrong.
Fuck, you got this.
Good night.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
These doggos are here too. What do they do?
And I've got to figure out which part of the face moves and which part of the face doesn't move. And that is, that determines where the hair goes. Okay.
Pocket Sumac, my cat, made it to 22. The parakeet made it to 16, primarily because I couldn't get another cat. Because he would have been a flying cat. Ezekiel says 80s rock werewolf. You know I love it.
That's right. And I'm going to tease it so the hair is even going to be a little bit bigger than this. Hair and light playing through hair is such a big part of werewolves in movies. You know, that's something that you can't hold back on.
King says you should try doing the mouth moves and the ears rock.
Well, that was not ordered, so
That's what the customer wanted.
yeah, that wasn't in the order. So this is for a customer, so I have to make it the way that we talked about. I can't just add things willy-nilly.
That's
Then
a
I
good looking hair.
would lose all of the monies.
That hair's beautiful. 113 people are watching.
Hello, 113 fine people.
Fine.
I know that we're only doing the werewolf, but I want to show you this mask that we pulled today.
The king says, sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is the leech, which will get screen in the eyes. It'll get based out and strapped, and we'll paint it up.
Did you base out the Gibbering Mountain?
We have not. No, I don't want to base it out
Good.
because of how I'm painting it.
No, that's good because I need to photograph it first. So
Okay,
I got
well,
that one,
it-
each, and Gibbering Mountain to put on the cat on the necklace.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll be working here. People are like, hey, you should do this. Like, that's not my mask. I can't.
It's hard to use it. I'm in the equivalent of 20 years, dog years. The dog lives to be 20. Getting lazy and typing. How did you know where to place the eyes?
Okay, so I wanted the eyes as close to the actor's eyes as possible. In this mask, in the sculpt of this mask, you use the actor's eyes most of the time. So right here are where the actor's pupils are. I placed the edge of that eye it'll be right on the line of it'll be right here is where the edge of that eye is. So you can see past it no problem. But I wanted to make sure that you could see, so I got them as close as I could, and I had to build up this whole area out here in order to make this eye socket work, which makes him look a little bit bug-eyed. But you can see, once I tease this hair, the head gets wider, the ears will look a little smaller, and it all balances out. Okay. And now I want to finish, actually start and do some under here hair work.
Ivan Bloodhowl. I cannot wait to see the Gibbering Mountain.
Me neither.
Ezekiel says, 3 extras in the Ghastly's house. My kids are asking questions.
I like they're asking questions.
Hugo says, brilliant. Realm says, looks good.
I've been doing a lot with screen and fake eyes lately. I like that. I think but I don't want to give up a lot of, the looks. I don't want to give up how you can see. Vision. That's the word I was looking for. I don't want to give up the actor's vision. And I don't normally put any hair on this chin piece, but it's for a movie, so I will. This will be in a movie, actually. That's why I'm doing, they asked for some extra, so I'm doing some extra. This will be in a movie. It's going to be darkened because they wanted it darker, but they also said with some light streaks. So this hair has light streaks, so I'll leave some of these light streaks.
Susan says, I think the big eyes make him look mean, rabbity. I love it.
Yeah. And when I do the final, I might look at putting some eyelids on it, when the new eyes come in. I can't do that now, obviously, but I don't think I want eyelids on. I think I want him to have that crazy eye. Is Nicholas here tonight?
Nicholas is here.
Okay. It is his werewolf.
Yep, he's still here.
Well, and because I knew the eyes were further apart and they might seem a little buggy, that is why the ears went a little bigger, and I'm going to tease the snot out of this hair. So, apparently in my world there's a lot of snot in things because I keep trying to get the snot out of things.
Nicholas says, I'm honestly cool without the lids. He's crazy looking with them wider.
He is a little cray cray.
Chad says, I picked up screen for the sights on my dyno. Do I paint it using ink? I assume the latex paint will fall in holes.
It doesn't really. I mean, but yeah, you can paint it with ink. I painted the ones in the turtle with just a paintbrush by hand. All right, so now that this hair is on, I feel good about this. And Nicholas wanted me to bring this hair out to about here. So I'm going to put more hair in here up on the snout. And then I got more hair in here, almost up this line. So yeah, it's coming.
Energy drink mad. I feel like watching a werewolf movie now.
Yeah. You should always feel like watching a werewolf movie because they're awesome. And again, hair is actually pretty forgiving.
And Zarish says silver bullet.
Yeah. Now that werewolf looked a bit like a bear. Like he had some bear qualities going on. I'm not saying that's bad, you know.
Celestia says, so the other day when I got the huge tube of Loctite adhesive, I had to go to the back. The guy who works there asked me if I needed help. I said, yeah, my caulk is too big for my gun. I don't know why he thought that was so
You
funny.
have to use great enunciation when speaking about caulk and caulking products. It is a gift to pronounce the L in caulk properly. If you do not pronounce the L in caulk, then you are having a different conversation when you speak of tube size and having to stuff it in your gun and such. Caulk.
Ken
Caulking.
says, "You man bear one." Tarantula says, I want to give you bushy eyebrows. Hey, Tarantula.
Hello, Tarantula.
Susan Atai. Did you like Wolf Cop or did you find it too slow?
I liked Wolf Cop. I wish it was a sequel. When he was building the Wolfmobile, I wanted to build a Wolfmobile. And there is a sequel, but I haven't seen it yet. And I don't know where I could watch it. But if you put a werewolf in it, I'll probably like it. I used to be this real Puritan where I didn't like funny monster stuff. Now I don't like it.
Keith says, you tell him.
Yeah, tell him.
Thank you.
Now this hair has some red in it. But it's all going to get hit with the airbrush. It's all going to blend in. Okay. Bringing out the hair to here, so probably one more run of hair right here.
Drexel says, sorry I'm not around anymore. Just don't care much anymore. Hang in there, Tarantula.
I understand.
It's been good. We've missed talking to you.
Yep.
Ezekiel says, I feel like Psycho Axeman has gone MIA.
He pops in every now and then,
Yeah.
and he'll leave a comment on a YouTube video.
Larry Blevins says, it looks like the werewolf in the Christina Ricci movie Cursed.
And I really like that werewolf. I think that's a good-looking werewolf, so that's great. I don't mind that at all.
Susan and Ty said the sequel was bad. To Cursed. Celeste Kitty says another
Probably Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop streams on YouTube for $2.99.
That sounds like a bargain. I might do that one day.
That works.
A Knocks on the Moon!
Okay, have to ask, what did you think of Michael Jackson's transformation in Thriller?
Well, he was a cool cat creature. He wasn't a werewolf, but he was a cat monster. That's kind of cool.
Good night, JC. He says the werewolf looks awesome.
Thanks, man.
Will silicone caulking adhere to all silicone? This is Ivan. What?
Mostly, I will say yes. Mostly.
Have you seen the werewolf film Blood and Chocolate?
Yes, I have. Is it blood and chocolate, or is it blood for chocolate?
Oh, I think you're saying like water for chocolate. Which
Yeah.
is not a werewolf.
Right, blood and chocolate. Isn't it about vampires and werewolves? Is that right?
I think I saw one of your masks the other night at Hallow Scream, says Fawn.
You did. Yes.
Which one?
They have some.
Hallow Scream is great fun. We had a good time. The Kitty says, I felt like Michael looked like a bobcat, not a werewolf.
Correct. Boris.
Fondon says a baby mask.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Yep.
You put it all down there. Don't take it away.
That's for me. You can eat this shoe.
Oh, thanks, Daddy.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I had to stop my dog from eating stuff.
So the baby mask is what Fondon said.
Yes, like my teddy bear masks, I did many that were dolls, which I think were actually creepier.
Jones! Oh. Jones! Jones is here. I'm gonna have to go feed this cat. This is what this is about.
Okay. Two lost souls swimming in a fish bowl, year after year.
What is Jones' theme that Alan sometimes sings?
I don't sing. What I say Bones Jones because there's a fighter in the UFC who goes by Bones Jones, and something John Jones, and then he gets called Bones Jones. So since we have a Jonesy, Shannon says Jones, and then I say Bones Jones. Yeah.
He's hungry.
Well, he could be hungry.
What is your point of view on the show The Beast of Bray Road?
I don't remember it. I know I've seen it, but I don't remember what the monster looked like or anything. So I didn't lock it in my memory banks as a favorite.
Victor Sleep says, now that Alan sang, I will give a thumbs up.
Hooray!
John
I've been
C.
singing
says,
a lot.
Alan, all the dogs here is go eat stuff. Susan the Tie, blood and chocolate was regular wolves. The werewolves were regular wolves, and the chocolate comes in because she worked in a chocolate shop.
Yes, I remember seeing that a long time ago. But I watch a lot of movies, and they kind of all blend together in my head. Okay, I think that comes out far enough to really hide that union. And we will judiciously use flocking to hide this even further. And I have a little bit more up here to do. So I want to bring this hair in right here.
How did the shoulder look?
It looks good. It looks good. It works well. I will be putting that together first thing in the morning, actually. Second one is poured up and poured out, so I'll have two.
Mike Murphy says, sing equals drink.
Yeah,
And Jara says, all the primping of hair reminds me of show dogs.
yeah. This is the Pekingese of werewolves,
Or Maltese.
or a Maltese, I guess.
Ezekiel says, a snapping turtle looks like a nasty old bird in the background.
Where could you? Oh, yes, you do see one. Yeah, and I could do a nasty bird with him at some point in time. That's possible. My wife is, if she's slow to get to your comment, it's because she has been commandeered by Jonesy the cat. Mm-hmm.
Hands and fries, look forward to your muscle builds. Ken Zarish says, Native American werewolf from Alan's workshop, like LOL, like the movie. Dune Pixel, he's a good cat, we can all tell.
Are there bad cats, though?
Tina loves kitties too. She says, ah, kitty.
A little more here. Now this next bit I will put on, and then I will put it on there by hand, kind of.
Tina says, my cat Godzilla is on that. Grumpy UK says, hello, Jones.
Graphic UK. That guy's a dragon
I
master.
love that guy.
The little bump here that's making my hair act funny, and I don't want my hair to act funny. There we go. All right, I will now get my favorite tool for hair lighting. A popsicle stick.
Has anyone ever done a raven marker to go along with Wendigo or skinwalker that would fit in with a Native American theme?
I have not seen many of them. No.
Beth Williams, Monster Camp 7. Beth and Lanny, where did you get those eyes, Alan? I love the way they look.
These eyes are roughly $15 from Van Dyke's Taxidermy, and they these are mountain lion eyes.
Angel Martinez says, I have 2 orange tabbies. Rum Tum just turned 1 and Broomstone is 8. Angel Martinez, Rum Tum is a great name for a kitty. That is a great kitty. John C. says, maybe he's born with them. JLR 538LN. That's the best werewolf I ever saw. Fantastic job.
Hey, thanks. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not doing this all in one piece. I'm gonna put a little bit of it down. And then I cut off this bead. Because I want to only see the hair.
People says it totally fits it too. Yeah, that's from Cats, one of the best characters there. Very flamboyant. And it's good for a ginger kitty. Ginger kitties have good personalities. All kitties do. We have 4.
Deanne, if you are still on, I'll be flocking this, and flocking is just a whole new dimension to hair on masks, and I am in love with it.
Pixel says, ooh.
I really push it in, and I make sure that it's glued in with the silicone caulking. And then I can cut this off, because that looks a little clunky on there.
Celeste Kitty says, ginger kitties have a great personality, depending on which one is out of the time. Limelight says, do you guys still play D&D? If so, I made you dice. Would I be able to send them to you?
I would love some dice. I don't play D&D near as much as I want to play D&D, but I have some campaigns that I would like to run for folks, in all honesty. And it'll happen eventually again.
Graphene UK says, I had a big tidy up in my garage. I'm ready for the next dragon.
Hooray!
Rita says, I was watching Cats and Rum Tugger's song started and we popped up to listen to the song. Cat knows where it's at.
So, what did you think of the Cats movie with that blonde lady that people like? What's her name, honey?
One lady, Taylor Swift?
That's the one.
I still haven't seen it, but I'd like to see it.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. They look freakishly anthropomorphic, so I like that.
Stacy says, I would like to immediately volunteer for a seat at that D&D table.
Understood.
JTA Haunts. Hello. Just joined. That werewolf looks sick. Welcome.
Thanks, man. Okay. So, that hairline is a lot more blended in than like out here is. But I'm gonna do that same kind of deal all the way around. Yeah, see, I think that the ear size is more in scope now. And when I tease this hair out, this hair is going to be out to here on each side. I think that's going to further make the ears look a little smaller. I think I'm digging the ear choice. I know it looks crazy at first. You have to bear with me, guys.
Tarantula says, I haven't seen the Cats movie yet. I'm pretty sure I won't like it. I didn't like the revival changes. I'd like to see it just to see what they did. I love the music. Celeste Kitty says, a perfect Patreon perk. Get to join in a bi-weekly D&D campaign.
Boy, because that's what I need something else to do bi-weekly. That's what I need.
Tina says, book recommendation, Cats and Dragons. They are fantasy books that main characters are 2 talking orange cats.
Well, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. Stacy says, I long ago embraced my nerdiness with open arms. And Jara says, I'm also a big D&D fan. I've made many a dice bag in my day. Angel Martinez says, I won't watch the monstrosity, but I love David Lloyd Webber. Sean Davies, are the teeth resin or are they part of the mask?
They're part of the mask.
Tutwork says, I like the live stage show of Cats on Broadway. Stacy says, maybe a yearly one-shot campaign for Patreon.
There's one thing I've learned, is that you guys like making me work. Work for Alan? Yes, we all agree. We're cutting little chunkos of hair here. Now I'm holding it in my hand, and I'm going to cut off that edge right now.
Ezekiel says, are Shannon and Stacy sisters? I said no, but Isley doesn't believe me. Draco 666, gotta love watching at the store, and my customer asks to turn it up. Draco, what is your store?
Guess it all depends on what you're selling.
It's true.
What?
Could be anything. Diana Cabrera, my wife and I have you on the big screen. Can you please say Diana Cabrera just for me?
Diana Cabrera.
I'm going to say it wrong. Cabrera. No, I say it right.
Diana Cabrera.
Draco says it's a tile shop.
Diana Cabrera. It's a tile. That's fun. And so in my hand, I don't want any more than that. If I have more than that, I won't be able to control it when I put it down. And that is roughly 1.25 inches. And I don't mind chewing it cut up like that. That's going to give me a little more of a ragged edge. Now the stick is doing all the work. I don't want to touch that silicone,
Nicholas says it can't.
or else it's going to stick to my hand and not to the mask. I don't even want too much hair on my stick until I turn the stick on.
You're at 8:35. Hey, Scott Craig.
What's up, Scott? Yeah, so after this hair goes on, then I do the same on the other side, and then we're going to flock a little bit. Not a lot of flocking. I'm going to flock up here on the brows, and I'm going to flock this edge here. The snout will stay flesh because Nicholas wants brown flesh, and I want, of course, to stay true to the client's vision. But I do want a little bit of flocking on this. And I will also flock here underneath the muzzle, so that if that catches light in the side shot, you're going to see hair there. And that, to me, that's important. All of this hair, these are tools to catch light for the camera or the customer's eyes in the haunt. They're tools to catch light. That's it.
Scott Craig says the werewolf looks pretty awesome. The color is fantastic.
Thanks. Well, color's going to change. It'll get darkened up a little bit. And all of this brows and such was all rebuilt because in the original mask, the actor eyes were right here. The actor eyes were the eyes, and I added these glass eyes to it, so I rebuilt these eye sockets with EVA foam clay, which that's one of the ways I like to add on to masks. Yeah, I think that's going to read nice. I like that side of him.
You ever wonder what he looks like as a
Nicholas knows. It's his movie. Grabbing some more optical thick.
kid says that's a sexy beast.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So now I do the same thing over here, and that's my last little movement for him, aside from flocking. And then it's paint. I got to go all the way this way, because now I got to lay hair opposite-handed. And the alcohol ink will land on this silicone and give it a bit of color, but latex mask paint will not stick to this silicone at all.
Nicholas Fincher. We start filming in the spring. The movie is called The Freshman. The human version. The human version will be a very small guy with dark hair and a completely different actor for this.
That is how it's normally done. It is normally a different guy in the werewolf suit than it is playing the character. I screwed up this handful of hair. It's uneven. Throw it out. Don't try to save it. The hair is cheap. And it would be a mess up if I tried to work with that. Any leftover hair you might want to save. But no, throw it out because it's going to be harder to work with. Now, if it's a piece all sewn together, that's fine. But if it's loose, don't bother. Boy, it has gotten really hot here. Can you turn off the air conditioning?
How about that?
I'll turn it back on. Okay.
We just turn it on.
This one works way better than that. This is all on the wheels and it'll slide out like the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good night, Majera.
Good night, Majera. Yeah, the handoff is where I failed last time. Moving it from one hand to the other. There we go. That stayed nice and tight. See, this is the opposite, so I'm not as good with my left hand.
It's Ezekiel says, put the back brace on, buddy. I can see the fatigue.
Yeah. I have been in the shop a while today.
Ezekiel looks after you. That's
You know what? The whole audience looks after me, and I actually really appreciate that. When I say, hey guys, I'm tired, I'm not going to go live tonight, they all understand. They're like, get some rest. That's cool. Let me go grab that back brace. What's that, honey?
Sure, Jonesy.
Currently, I'm being supervised by Jonesy the cat, who is watching my work with disdain.
Good boy. Good boy. Nick says, you work crazy hard, Alex.
I suppose. I do love what I do, so that's an advantage. It's easy to work hard, I think, when you love what you're doing.
Scott says, is Jonesy being quiet?
He is pretty quiet right
He's
now.
ready for me to go in and feed him. Scott, that's what Scott. JTA Haunts, you should do a zombified mask of Jonesy. I wonder what reaction you get out of it. He is the killer of xenomorphs.
We actually just poured this guy up today. This is a cat mask that I sculpted many years ago, and I think this is going to get purple flocking and become a panther.
He says, oh wow, that looks awesome. 112 people watching.
Hi, everybody. So here we go.
Beth Ann, my goodness, thank you.
What's that, Lynn?
Beth Ann Lynn's just super chatted us $25.
Well, thank you kindly.
Horror Beauty, are you doing the Great Pumpkin Project? Starts Thursday, I'm ready. Susan Ty says, Jones is so cute. Lisa says, Panther from Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Gregory Haynes says, you have achieved 100 likes.
Whoa, 100 likes. That's a lot of likes, homie. I want to black his nose a little more, too.
We will see Beth Ann and Lanny.
They're coming to Monster Camp 7, aren't they?
Monster Camp 7. That's
How many
right.
weeks away is that?
That is 5 weeks away.
Man, I better get busy.
With Bonnie Geeks and Scott Colehart.
That's so awesome. That's a lot of creepers.
It's a lot of creepers, man. Alright, Celeste, can you give a rundown on the pumpkin project for us, wife? Some of
Yeah,
us are a bit
wife.
slow, I blame the meds. I
What's
sure can.
what's the Great Pumpkin Project?
I sure
White.
can. I'll be happy to. Okay. Oh, gracious. Hi, little kitty. So, the Great Pumpkin Project is a guy on Instagram. And if you go on Instagram and you look up Great Pumpkin Project, all right, you can hashtag it. You can also look up Great Pumpkin Project. And I found it last year by accident, the year before by accident. And it is, I do it both on Instagram and on Facebook. I just make sure I always put the hashtag on it. But you don't have to do this every day of October. Only crazy people do that. So,
And their husbands.
we do. But you take a pumpkin and you carve it however you want to, and you find a creepy place to put it, to leave it. On the Great Pumpkin Project, the guy on Instagram, he usually he's got a blog, and if you look at the Great Pumpkin Project, you'll see it. And every year he has a tag that you can download, and you put the tag on the pumpkin, you light the pumpkin. I use an LED candle for fire safety. And you find a spooky place to leave, an abandoned building or an old road. We found all kinds of places. And you leave the pumpkin somewhere creepy.
I'm going to prep for flocking.
Somewhere creepy that if you were driving somewhere and you found someone had left a lit jack-o'-lantern somewhere, that's exciting. If I were driving somewhere and I see an abandoned building and there's a lit glowing jack-o'-lantern in it, I would be 6 years old. I think that's magic. And it's very old school Halloween. It's very, it's kind of romantic, if you like. I think it's romantic. But it is, it's very old school Halloween. And I just think it's very exciting to see a lit jack-o'-lantern that's left somewhere spooky. And you find it. And anyway, I love it. And so last year we did it. We did one for every day of October. And I photograph it, and then I put it on Facebook and on Instagram. I hashtag it with the Great Pumpkin Project, hashtag Great Pumpkin Project, hashtag The Great Pumpkin Project. Somebody else started another hashtag, so. And it keeps getting bigger. And if you follow the hashtag on Instagram, you can. This is how I learned about hashtags, guys. I'm not cool. This is how I learned how. But you can follow all over the country. People are doing this, and I think this year especially, with so many things that are not going to be happening, that we're going to have kind of a real need to do something like that. So it's lovely. And so I have started my stockpiling of pumpkins, and it begins Thursday, and I will post it to the Creepers group, I'll post it to Instagram, I will post it to Facebook. The only time I go public on Facebook, the other time I lock my Facebook down. But it's just, I don't know. It's lovely. It's just lovely.
Your face is lovely.
Your face is lovely. So anyway, I hope you do it. It's cool. Bye. It's magical.
Okay. I will attempt to keep up with my own comments.
You do it.
I'm being left to my own recognizance. I'm sure there will be new tags. I will bug my friend Chad Savage. He normally makes tags also. So, yeah. I tend to flock over a garbage can because, well, flocking gets everywhere. Okay. No, we didn't do any flocking because at that point in time, I did not own a flocking gun. It makes such a huge difference. I might have to flock something else just to show you because this one's going to get so little flocking. Now I can look down on him. And that's what I want to do. I want it because the flocking is going to fall down. Celeste, I bet you could go to a public library and use a printer there. I'm going to use this dark brown flocking. I will be airbrushing it also, though. I have some PVA glue, which is a white glue. This is Aleene's tacky glue. This happens to be already, this is a gray, and that's what I'm, you know what, I'm gonna, yeah, I'll use this. I'll use this gray. You know, I'll mix up some. I'll mix up some glue. That way you guys can see me mix up glue too. So the PVA glue is the best glue to use. Go to my adhesives drawer. That is chili cheese right on here.
Yeah. That's pretty fast. Or not.
You were fast. That was a fear.
But then it says they're ready for monster camp.
Hooray.
Let's see. Christopher Zote says the new Mattel Masters of the Universe action figures are now at Walmart locations. I'll bet you do.
I bet I have them. I already have them. I have Beastman, Skeletor, and Evil Lyn. Those are the only ones I care about. The good guys, but I have the ones I want. The ones that I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ones that I want. I'm just mixing a little bit of paint in with this glue in order to get a good color.
Okay, guys, I put a little great pumpkin info on there for you. Did give it a tag this year. I did not see it in 2020. Hard Beauty, he said he did, that he's going to, and I don't. He might not have them ready by Thursday. I just use an old one. And just.
I'm gonna hit up Chad Savick and
Yeah,
say, Chad, what's up with these pumpkin tags,
You
yo?
should pick Chad because I think Chad's the best. Doing pixels, I haven't seen the flocking process. That's not something we ever really did at the haunt.
Yeah, no, it's a good process.
Celeste Kitty, are you on the Creepers group? If you are, I can send the download. I'll see what I can do. Sean says, "That's so cool. What a great way to spread the spirit." I agree. All right, you know, yeah, it's some work, but everything that's worth it is. And I love it.
We do it every night in October.
I'll see what I can.
And I think this year it's more important than ever.
I do too.
People need, we're not going to have as many tangible Halloween things, and that is a tangible Halloween thing that we can do for others. So yeah, we're going to do some of that.
I will see what I can find out.
Okay, so this bottom jaw, I'm just doing the bottom jaw right now. Here is my flocking gun. This is a good one. There's battery in it, lights on. It's the only way you know that it's on. And it has this alligator clip that I stick a T-pin in. And I shove that in there and it gives this a certain charge. And then that, the flocking has another charge when it passes through this metal screen. I'm going to fill this over here. hand, at least I cannot. It does kind of clump up, so looks a little turdy, but it'll all open up and even out. Give it a good hard shake. And it's going to get everywhere. Like, that's just what it does. So I'll spend some time blowing this off once it's done. Okay. So the pin is in.
What's the best flocking gun for short fibers?
They all work for short fibers. Getting long flocking is actually kind of difficult. Already I can see it coming out. I'm not even shaking it or moving it, and it's already coming out onto there. But see, now it shoots out of here and it sticks straight out, as opposed to, if you just shook these on without the electrostatic part happening, then it would, they would just lay flat. But now they all stand up because they have that electric charge.
Did you stick the pin through the latex of the mask?
I did stick the pin through the latex of the mask. But you can see it happening right here.
It's so quiet. What's crazy about it is it sounds like it's not doing anything.
It does sound like it's not doing a thing. And that's enough for that chin. I just want enough on there to catch light. This is 8mm flocking, which I believe is a 1/4 inch. And now I'm going to take this pin out. It is turned off. And it's turned off right there. So now I'm going to go again. It really is a neat process. And these aren't really that expensive, but the amount it can change up your work and the quality look that it gives is pretty astounding. Now, Nicholas wants a lot of flesh showing, well, some flesh showing, so I'm not going to cover this whole muzzle in flocking like I honestly normally would. I just want enough to blend this hair edge.
That's extremely cool.
It is cool.
Great shot, good view. This is flocking cool. Goodness, that is. JC says, I'm back. Glad the stream is still going. Will the glue hold that flocking in the whole time it's drying?
Yes.
It might. Rob says, okay, if there were a nifty YouTube video award, that clip would win.
Thank you.
Mike Chisinowski says, hello. Mike Murphy says, that looks like the hair was growing out of his jaw.
Yes. Which is what you want. That's the goal.
113 people are watching.
And what you're watching right now is the flocking process. I don't want to take too long to put this glue on because you want the glue to be wet, obviously. So I will do, I might do like a 6 square inch area at a time. This happens to be laid out in a strip. So, all right. I'm going to be doing both eyes here. And this, it's going to go all kinds of places. All right, it's going to go all kinds of places. And I'll just blow it off, and the stuff that isn't glued down won't stick. And it's kind of, see, I'm getting in your way there. I'm kind of telling it which direction to grow in by how I hold this tool.
Misty says, sorry, I just finished filming a scene of a movie.
Awesome.
John C. says 8 millimeters is 0.314 inches.
There you go.
6.25 millimeters is quarter.
Yes, this is 8 millimeter.
Wow, that looks good.
And I'm going to let this sit for a minute, because while I let that sit, that glue is going to dry. And then when that glue is dry, I will blow it off with the air compressor, and all the extra fibers will leave.
Got 101 people watching. It was 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nicholas says flocking on the chin looks brilliant.
Yes, that's going to catch light for you. That's why I did that. If you show him in profile, those little hairs will catch light.
Peter Mod says, how late am I?
Well, you are late, but that's okay. We don't mind. It gave us time to talk about you.
Harvey says, oh, I'm doing it for sure. I asked my friends to do it for my birthday since I was going to be doing a huge carving party, and I'm not doing that, so hopefully spreading more than just me. I agree. I think it's a great way to celebrate Halloween. You don't have to do it every day.
You know what?
Do it like every other day. Or
I'm going to flock inside the ear too. Just that bottom edge.
Beth Ann says that looks amazing.
Well, I think.
Beth, have you figured out what your 2 choices for Monster Camp are going to be? You'll have to have it right now. But I know it's going to be awesome. Harvey says, my goal is next year to do 31 pumpkins. It's a lot. I'm finding prices vary depending on where you go. Walmart has great prices. Kroger, where we are, had great prices. You get 2 for $8 and they're big. And so you can stock them up. Lots of pumpkin seed snacks. Delicious. Where we are, wildlife eats our great pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns, so we don't bleach them or anything.
And it's hard to tell what we're looking at. But now I turn it on.
Ezekiel says that stupid fruit shop decided pumpkin should be more expensive this time of year. Ezekiel, you're just going to have to take the last 2 weeks of October and come here.
That's right.
Just not this year, obviously, but Beta Mods, Monster Camp is $550.
Yes, $550.
$550.
But Mask Lab, which is this Saturday, is only $250.
Yeah.
And it's all the fun of Monster Camp with none of the mess.
Nicholas says,
You-
Alan, my man.
You do all the painting, you do all that, but you don't do the sculpting and molding. You come and you get a blank. It's only one day. And I have spots. I got spots for Saturday.
Harvey says you may need more fluff.
Yes, we do. Had enough to do that ear.
Ezekiel says if I could get out now, I would do it. I know, buddy. Things will get better.
You can get out. You just can't get back. Yeah. So, and the final thing that you do for this hair, so you see me lay on now 3 different types of hair on this. The final thing that we do is we paint, and that paint is going to do a lot of blending. It's going to blend it all together and make it cohesive. Ian, who is on Doomed Pixel, I believe, he actually does excellent hair work also. When we did our last Werewolf show, we had sort of werecats versus the werewolves that were all African big cat inspired and some other. So there were lynxes, and I mean, he just did excellent hair work on some of those masks. Okay. Also, the EVA foam doesn't transfer the negative charge as well as latex. Obviously, foam, it's kind of a resistor a little bit.
What grade glue are you using?
Well, it's Aleene's Tacky Glue, which is a PVA glue, which is what's recommended. And the PVA glue I then tint. So yeah, it doesn't have as much of a charge, but it is working. Yeah, so up here, they're standing up straight, no problem. They're laying down a little bit down there. That just happens. Now it comes from the back side. Always turn it off when you're moving the pin around or it will shock you. And now I can hit this part.
John C. says, can you experiment and add salt to the glue?
I don't know what salt. Oh, to change the charge. I don't know that you need to. I mean, it works pretty darn good. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get you guys plugged in. I think you're a low battery.
Harvey says, monster sounds very special.
It's a good time. And there's a lot of folks who come who maybe they haven't really made things before. And that's an impactful thing, Especially just learning that you have, or, doing a skill that you could possibly make some money at if you wanted to. Being able to make something is cool.
Ezekiel says, I can do that to patch up my patchy beard.
Patchy beard.
The king says, the lens of your hand, does it feel like fibers? Or are they like fiberglass to be specific?
No, it's a little piece of nylon hair. It's not itchy or scratchy at all. It's the same stuff that the fake hair I'm using is made out of, really. And you should tint your PVA glue the same color as your flocking. That way, if it's not quite as full as you want it to be. How does this work? I know this works. This does a thing. Make sure it's turned off because it doesn't make any noise.
Ken Zarich says, I've already done balloon paper mache masks.
Cool. I'm a wadded up paper kind of guy myself. Now, when I blow this off, you're going to see a lot of fibers move around. Those are fibers that were not glued down. everything glued down is going to stay. So here we go.
Says last year someone went up our road and punched all the pumpkins in. So I'm going to surprise them with the concrete one.
Hooray!
That's awesome.
And I can use this air, to train the hair to go the way that I want.
Rocky Pope, hey, you're still on. I'd love to go to Monster Camp again. It's a blast. The food is amazing. Thank you, Rocky. Or did you say, oh, you're weird.
Like a true nature's child, I was born to be wild. We can fly so high, I never wanna die. Born to be wild. There you go.
You're a good fall.
All right, so now this werewolf with 3 different kinds of hair on it and 12 different hair colors is going to get airbrushed.
Says that's the first time I've actually seen it done. And live at that. Thanks so much for that. Rodney Pope is laughing at you. Horror Beauty says I still love the long ears. Victor Sloop says I'm going to unlike, then re-like because of all the singing Alan is doing.
You, sir, have a warped sense of priorities and enjoyment, I dare say.
Oh my God, that's awesome. It was pretty funny though with the hair blow.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Like he's on a motorcycle, like his hair blow. Yeah, Beyonce video. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Okay.
Yes, John C., I'll send you some fajitas.
He said he wants a box of pie.
Oh,
Yeah, he said, I'll send you a box of money, you send me a box of pie. He said that the other night.
last night.
Apple pie.
When I brought in pie. Hi. Monty Levy says, oh, he's adorable. And Zarish says, give the wolf mask avatars and play the song Bad for Bone. Rodney says, now I need a floppy.
I'll put it on his shoulder. All right, so this is not like cut all the way, but that big old shoulder, blah, that's gonna fit, and then that attach onto the bicep. Yeah, ridiculous, isn't it? Yes. There we go. It also
His hair was perfect.
looks a little bit like a Trump wig.
God, what are you doing?
Just a little bit. It looks like that. Or clover garlic hat.
Beast mode shoulders. Yep. It's a steroid shoulder, you juicer.
A snail helmet, maybe. I could just do this and then put 2 eye holes here. I don't know. You have options.
The red, that's so red, looking almost lifelike. The eyes do it. A calorie shell. That pie did look mighty fine. Oh my gosh, you're laughing at me.
Okay. There we go. Now,
You were at 9:17.
we're zeroing in, wife.
Still have one to do.
It's all done now. Look, the airbrush.
RB says it looks like a Venus fly trap. Rodney, I should have sent those fajitas home with you. Hello from Georgia. Damn, wrong live feed is the Trump debate. No, Joe Food Prop Shop. Wrong chin. Zika says, donut baby. John C. says, Rodney, your mask is very professional. You're very talented artist and should be very proud.
He killed it.
He did kill it, and so did Alexis, his daughter. She made one of the most unique masks. You know what? Everything was very unique. It's not like you Trump was. Yeah, you did it.
There might be an orange painted one in the future. Who knows? You know, if I put that on top of the Karen mask. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just ask for trouble.
Yeah. Please don't comment. We don't want any politics in here. Okay.
You're still laughing at the Trump one.